So yeah, I think there are a lot of concern on the month of May. Okay, as many are mentioning that should you sell in May and walk away and probably come back again later. So there are a lot of uncertainty coming in right now. And later on, around 2 a.m. in the morning, we have the FOMC meeting. Okay, that will be given by Jerome Powell, which is the head of FOMC. So later on, most likely they will maintain the interest rate, but let alone what is going to happen after the FOMC, most likely might cause uncertainty again in the market. So that's why you can see we have gold and Bitcoin continue to rally. Okay, you can see BTC somewhere around 97K, then gold is somewhere around $3,300. Okay, because I think investors are still uncertain on what's going to happen later on. Okay, so there are a lot of issues like geopolitical and trade tensions, especially the trade war, still unsettled. Okay, all right, still unsettled. And then we can see gold went up about 0.7%, okay, to $300. Then BTC is somewhere around 97K as of now. Okay, all right. So, and then of course, with the escalation with the India and Pakistan war recently just happened, so this could cause another concern again, right, for the markets. Okay, how the market will open later on for the stock market also will cause another stir. Okay, and then of course we look at the interest rate as well coming in from the FOMC meeting, most likely to maintain interest rate somewhere around 4.25 to 4.5% rather than cutting interest rate. So there's no chance of cutting interest rate. Later on, we will look into it as well. Okay, and yeah, overall we can see gold futures also went up 1.3%. Okay, so everyone is moving or flocking their investment to safe haven asset like gold. And of course, Bitcoin is having another run up as well. Okay, so we can see there are a lot of here war that is happening, Israel and the Middle East as well. Still not settled yet. Okay, and then with the new war with India and Pakistan also will have another major outgo coming in for the geopolitical sentiment. Okay, so these are all noise at the moment. So we're going to see later on the technical side. And then, of course, we look here for the crypto market. How does the crypto market is going to proceed and how the market is going to react. Okay, so we have this BitMEX founder, also known as 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. Okay, so it's mentioning that this is one of the perfect setup since 2022. Okay, rallying in risk asset. Okay, due to fear and uncertainty. Okay, so when there's fear and uncertainty, that's where safe haven asset will definitely have a huge boost. Okay, we've seen gold have already done it, and much more with BTC that is having another run up as well. Okay, so yeah, I think there are a lot of things that he pointed out as well. Okay, he mentioning that what Bitcoin dominance goes to 70%, and then Bitcoin goes to 150K level. Yep, so with the concern of altcoins as well, so most likely alts will definitely bleed more. Okay, until we see a transition from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. Okay, so what we need is the Federal Reserve to print more money. Okay, to print more money. So that's the only thing now. So we have a lot of fear, uncertainty, doubt in the market, which is fine. Okay, especially in America, cannot handle that. So what they're going to do is to print more money. Okay, so it all comes down to the Federal Reserve or the FOMC. Whether or not will they going to transition from QT to QE. Quantitative easing is what we want to see. So when you have quantitative easing that's happening, then that's where the printer will start to print again. Okay, and then that's where you'll see the dominance will start to fall. Okay, and then that's where you're going to have the altcoin season. As of now, you don't see that yet. Okay, you don't see that yet. So that is the only thing right now. So most likely Bitcoin is only bullish at the moment, but for alts, it's going to be quite bad. It's going to be quite bad. Only those certain coins with utility, okay, and playing with the current narrative at the moment, okay, like Hyperliquid, like 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀, okay, and yeah, and only a few others are actually thriving right now for this market, while the rest are actually down about 70 to 90%. Most of the alts are actually down against Bitcoin as well. Okay, so yeah, I think nonetheless, most likely Bitcoin will be the clear winner here compared to other alts for this cycle. Okay, and then next we're going to see here coming in from Solana. So as you know, I think Solana is going to have its ETF for this year alone. And of course, there are a lot of anticipation whether Solana can be able to hit about $420 for this year alone. Okay. And yeah, if you look at the monthly chart as well for Solana, it's not doing quite well. It is still on a bearish trajectory. Okay. And it's not performing against BTC. If you look at the Sol BTC chart. Okay. So this is more of the analyst, right, or partner at Crypto VC placeholder. Okay. Mentioning that Bitcoin might top or peak at somewhere around 142,000. And most likely Solana will hit all the way to $420. So these are the possibilities for Solana to actually hit that range. Okay, to actually hit that range at the moment. But these are all technical side. So yeah, overall we can see Solana DEX volume is driven by meme coins, which is true. So what we need now is the retail to come in. So as of now, the retail is still yet to come in because most of them are already left since I think early this year, which is somewhere around January or February. They have already left. So you want the retail to drive back up the volume for Solana. And that's where Solana can be able to continue to rally again. Okay, because everything in Solana is all about memes, casino. Okay, people want to make fast money. So that's where Solana is. Okay, and then of course you can see here, this is the body market, prediction market. Okay, Solana all-time high before 2026. What are the chances here? We are looking at only about 29% chance. Okay, based on the current sentiment at the moment. So we don't see much of a new all-time high that is going to come soon. Okay, because the monthly time frame it is already bearish, already downtrend. So I don't see Solana also really hitting a new all-time high very soon. They are most likely to go stagnant or sideways. Okay, rather than going crazy. So let's see whether or not all comes down to the FOMC or the Federal Reserve, whether or not will they transition the QT to QE. That's what we want to hear, QE. So once QE is done, then that's where you can able to set a target for your alts. So as of now, I don't see any reason why these alts can able to outperform compared to the last 2 or 3 cycles of alt season. Okay, so this is Solana. And then of course, next we're going to see here, okay, next ETF, which is near protocol. So this is VanEck, okay, another hedge fund, files for another spot ETF for near protocol. Okay, so I think most likely all these company will get approved. Okay, all right. So we have like Solana, we have like Ripple, then Cardano, and then next is near protocol. Okay, so all these are in line for approval. So end of the day, it all comes down to the SEC, whether or not will they approve it as soon as possible, or probably they will wait for a certain time period to actually approve all this. So near protocol is also quite bullish, right? So all these are layer 1. Okay, so all this is waiting in mind for now. And then if we look on next to the CME, which is the FOMC meeting, which will be happening later, roughly about 4 hours from now. Okay, 2 a.m. Malaysia, that will be about 2 p.m. US. So if you can see here, okay, so 99% that they will only maintain the rates, okay, 4.25 to 4.5% interest rate, rather than cutting down to 4 to 4.25%. So 99% chance that they will maintain. Okay, so market is already expected, okay, and most likely to price in on this sentiment. Okay, so no rate cut for tonight or later on. And then next meeting will be 18th of June. Okay, so next month, another meeting again. So let's see whether or not will they cut the interest rate again, okay, for this year. So we are still yet to receive the first cut for this year. So let's see whether June can able to get it, or if not, then second half of the year. Then next, we're going to see here, okay, so what's really happening right now? Okay, should you sell in May and go away, or should you stay? Okay, that's the most important thing. Or are you still holding your altcoin backs? That's the most important thing. Okay, or have you sold earlier? Like for me, I've already de-risked some of the alts, or most of my altcoins I've already sold, okay, before May comes in, okay, and this is to prepare for the next run-up, or to prepare myself for a proper altcoin position once the market fully transition, okay, or fully found its bottom. Okay, so we can see, right, often people use this phrase, okay, sell in May and go away. But if you look at the historical chart, okay, May actually has an average of 7.94% positive returns. So look here. So the only downside they were looking at, the major downside, is somewhere around June and September, have the only negative monthly average returns. Okay, compared to all those previous year, look at June, negative 6.96%, and then got 37%, 14%, 29%, right? Then on September, okay, 377, 1357, 19%. Then if we look on to May alone, last year alone was 11% up. And then 2023, 22, and 21 was down, right? 15, 35, anyway, 18% or 19%. Okay, so not much compared to June versus June and September. Okay, so maybe it could repeat the same, or probably we could continue to go down further to retest those lows again and to create a higher low. Then maybe we will continue to rally again. So that could be one scenario. So all depending on the FOMC meeting later at 2 a.m. Okay, and then next, okay, if you look at the whales versus short-term hodlers or retail hodlers, okay, so we can see whales are continue to stack a lot of BTC at the moment, okay. Wallets with the highest correlation with crypto overall market health, somewhere around 10 to 10,000 Bitcoin per wallet. Accumulated a combined of 81.3K. Okay, so you can see who is really accumulating, who is really short selling. Okay, so while small wallet tend to have an inverse lagging correlation to the price less than 0.1 BTC. Okay, and then yet to dump. Okay, so this is a comparison. Okay, OGs versus short term or weak hands or paper hands. Okay, so 10 to 10,000 Bitcoin, whales and shark hold about 81.3K, more than since 6 weeks ago, compared to small hodlers with less than 0.1 Bitcoin, okay, and then they dump it. So you can see the difference, who is really here for the long term, and who are the OGs, whales and sharks. Short-term holders just want to make money, short-term, buy low, sell high, or sell high, buy low. And yeah, you can see, this is the current market sentiment. So we know that whales and sharks are actually accumulating, OGs are accumulating, okay. Then next, again, we talk about money to supply, very, very important. Why money to supply is so important? Once the money to supply or global M2 supply goes up, that's where we see the run up or the whatever asset class will continue to follow as well. Okay, so we can see global money to supply versus BTC. Okay, so if you look here, okay, so this is the chart that is happening right now. Okay, so whenever the money to supply goes up, that's where BTC also starts to follow. So this is the one here. Okay, so currently we are at this range now. Okay, somewhere around this accumulation range. Okay, so global money to supply offset by 86 days, right? So I think this is about to happen very, very soon. Okay, so yeah, I think a lot that is happening right now with the M2 money supply. All right, so yeah, you got to stay patient. And I think this is going to be another huge move. So let's see, because all come down to FOMC again, like I said, no matter how bullish the news is, what we need is the QE transition or the interest rate cut. Then only this thing aligns and everything all goes well. That's why we're going to see a huge movement towards the upside. So let's see. Is there any good news later on at 2 a.m.? Well, the tone of Jerome Powell will be dovish rather than hawkish. That's the important thing. So as long as it's dovish, then should be fine. Okay, rather than having no clarity in the market. Okay, and then that's where we'll cause another market tank again. Okay, and then next, moving on to airdrop. So what we can see now, for those of you who are doing this airdrop called Doodles, or have been minting on NFTs, okay, so you might want to check your allocation if you've been doing this project. Okay, so it's under Solana. Okay, so for those of you can able to check for EVM only, EVM wallet first. So later on, we will have the Solana wallet. You can able to check it if you have been doing this. Okay, for Doodles, NFT. Okay, and then next, we're going to see here, okay, coming in from SNS, which is Solana Name Services. So if you have bought a domain under Solana, okay, then you can also check if you have qualified also. So for those of you who have bought a Solana name, a .sol name, you should easily get this airdrop. Okay, easily get this airdrop. So listing price could be somewhere around 1 cent to 2 cents. Okay, so 1 cent. This guy got about 14,000. It's a lot. 14K. It's 2 cents. How much is it? $200. Okay, so yeah, this is just basic. Okay, so it's good to have a domain name for each project that you bought or each project that you farm. Okay, so sometimes they do reward users who bought the domain name. And then next, okay, we have another one. This is under 𝗧𝗺𝗀𝗺. So 𝗧𝗺𝗀𝗺, okay, it's a layer 2, I'm saying on layer 1. Okay, so if you have been staking on 𝗧𝗺𝗀𝗺, which is a 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗺𝗀, okay, you can also start to claim, okay, for this airdrop. So again, another disappointment. So I think a lot of people putting a lot of Ethereum to stake, but end of the day that they are not getting the results. Okay, a lot of people are complaining. Okay, waste real money for this. 𝗧𝗺𝗀𝗺 is the worst rubbish chain. So yeah, this is the thing about liquid restaking. I've been telling many times. Okay, when you want to do liquid restaking, especially passive airdrop like this, prepare for disappointment because you are challenging yourself against the wheels. People who have multiple 6, 7 figure, they can just park their funds there to override you, to dilute your back. So that's the thing, okay, about this. For 2 Ethereum deposit, only get 17 𝗨. So what's the price of 17 𝗨? 1 𝗨 is how much now? So you can see what is the risk to reward here. 1 𝗨 is how much? Where's 𝗨 here? How much is it? Look here, 𝗨. 2 Ethereum, only $3. 17 times 3 is how much? $51. Okay, $51 worth of 𝗨 token for putting 2 Ethereum. Okay, at the current price of 1,008, 3,006. You deposit 3,006 to get $51. That is actually a bad risk to reward here. So I've been telling you guys, okay, anything to do with liquid restaking, prepare for disappointment. Okay, or probably don't do it at all. Okay, so this is what you're seeing right now. This is the result. So okay, I've been through before and I'm not going to repeat this. So I did not do this project. Okay, and then next we're going to have Eclipse. So if you have been doing Eclipse Foundation or Eclipse Network, this is under Solana. Okay, so I think the airdrop is going to come soon, very, very soon. Okay, so the ticker is ES. Okay, and then of course, if you have been doing the tapping the bull, bridging to Eclipse using Hyperlink, most likely there's a high possibility that you'll be getting this airdrop. So very, very soon, I think it could be this month. That's what they mentioned on their Discord. Okay. All right. And the ticker have already been live on Hyperlink's official bridge. So where is Scott? Aspil, are you there? Okay. Yeah, so they are going to launch very soon. So yeah, you just need to keep an eye on this. Right. Then next. Okay, so Humanity Protocol. Where's Young? Are you still checking in or not? And then Belinda still checking in or not? And Nolila still checking in. Have you been checking in daily and collect the points? Still doing, right? So this is a new website. They have already upgraded. I think this is much more smooth. So you can just check in without any, I think you don't even have to claim or you don't have to click on MetaMask. Immediately you can able to check in, just claim, right? You can just claim your 35 HP or Humanity Protocol token. Okay, so this one, right, you just need to claim every single day. Now they have reset every 8 a.m., not mistaken, 8 a.m. Malaysian time. Okay, so make sure to claim daily. And then to link your social account. So your social account will give you additional multiplier. Okay, so there are a lot like Telegram, Google, and then we have Twitter, Discord, GitHub, and LinkedIn. So you want to connect all your account to get the multiplier. So yeah, that's the only task now for Humanity. Okay, so hopefully you guys continue to check in because this one is absolutely free. There's no cost at all. Okay, then next, okay, it's coming in from Stork. So for those of you who are new, this is the time that you want to start doing. So another depin, another free depin for you guys. So this is Stork. This is under Solana, I'm not mistaken. They have a 4 million funding by VC. So 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀 are the partners or funders who are actually funding this project. So you might want to start doing. Again, similar, download the extension, sign up using your email. Okay, and then the code I can just send you now if you want. So like people like Yang, and then Noliela is here, you can start doing. Okay, and then Belinda, what happened? MIA, missing in action. So yeah, I'm gonna send you guys this so you can start doing here. Where is it? Okay, send this. Okay, so you can start to download, all right? You can click the link, download on your browser, okay? And then sign up using your email, and then enter the invite code to get additional boost. All right, yeah, so Belinda, I think it's time to kickstart back, okay, your airdrop journey. I think you missed a lot. So yeah, I just send the link on top there. So you just download the extension, okay, and then you can start doing quite easy. So once you download, you'll be like this extension here, and you just leave it on. You need to click here. So for now, I'm off, example. So I need to on. So now let the depin work like this. Let it report. Okay, you have currently verified about 1491 messages. Okay, so that's all only. You just download the extension, on it, and you can continue to do your work, your whatever work, and continue to be passive for this. So set and forget. So it's just one time, and just collect this will do until the official TGE. So that's the only thing right now to do. Okay, for Stork. All right, so yeah, I think you can start doing. Okay, very, very easy. 4 million funding, worthwhile to do. Okay, you got nothing to lose here, only your time and effort. Okay, so any questions, or probably later you can just put in. Then moving on next. Okay, crypto coin market cap, where are we now? Okay, so we have about what? Where is the dominant? Market cap 3 trillion. And look at BTC now, 97.2. Okay, Ethereum is still stagnant, 1.8. Okay, don't see anywhere it's going now for Ethereum. And then we have, let's see, any gainers for today. Stacks, block stacks under BTC network, 16% up. EOS, all the old coin are up. Litecoin as well. Zcash, all these security, privacy coin are up. Then we have Story Protocol, it's up about 7%. IOTA, all these are old dinosaur coins are up actually. Most of them are up. Hyperliquid also is up. Okay, 18%. Injective up also. Okay, so yeah, and then moving on next, okay, we have the dominance. So dominance, you can see what's happening. Still going up. Okay, so dominance is still going up. Okay, so which means it's bad news for alts if you're holding. So it's most likely could continue to bleed. So next will be 70.87% will be the next destination. So the more dominance goes up, that's where the danger is for alts. Okay, so it will start to bleed. Alts will start to bleed, and then Bitcoin will continue to rally. Okay, so overall weekly very bullish, all the way up. This will be the support zone at 61.65%. Look at the daily time frame. Where are we now daily? Okay, so daily we have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So again, the dominance is going up. Okay, because everything is tied up to BTC at the moment. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Look at BTC now, 97.3, and it's continued to go higher again. So again, this is quite, I would say, quite bullish, but again, you have to be very cautious because later on 2 a.m., which is the FOMC. So most likely this run-up could be pricing in before the FOMC meeting. Then maybe you might see another reversal. Okay, that could be one scenario. So you need to be very careful. Then look at monthly now. Overall, the trend, like I said, still bullish. Higher highs, higher lows. Now it's trying to break past this sell zone here, or the current resistance zone at 96.3 or 96.5. Okay, and then you have the sell zone here at 98.4. Then the final boss resistance are right here. This level at 102.4K. Then weekly. So we can see weekly, it have already broke above the middle band, maintaining above here, which is bullish. So we can see the weekly again creating another bullish candle. And most likely, if we were to continue to go up, 102K will be next before we see another major pullback again. So let's see. Then on daily, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Trend overall again is still bullish. Okay, so let's see whether or not can this level be taken out at 96.7 for the daily time frame. Or if not, you might see another breakdown again. Okay, that could be one scenario. H4 trend overall you can see is descending, then it's broke out. Okay, price descend and then break. So far overall very bullish. Okay, for H4 as well. So I'm going to see here 97.4K. Okay, it needs to break above that for H4. Okay, then meanwhile we look at the Ethereum against Bitcoin. You can see what's happening now. You see it's continuing to go down. So there's no sign of recovery here. Still downtrend. Look at weekly. Down. Then we test on the sell zone and it's breaking down again. Because dominance going up, so it is weakening against Bitcoin. Price break below the middle band. Okay, so overall, Ethereum is underperforming against BTC. Then if you look at Ethereum, okay, as you know that today is the upgrade, Petra upgrade for ETH. Very important upgrade for developers as well. So usually this kind of event, most likely will be sell to use event, right? Probably before the 7th of May, price might have rallied earlier. Then after the event, or probably during the event, might see the price starts to climb or to stagnate. That is usually what is happening most of the time. So 2336 will be the next stop or the sell zone here. But as of now, it's still stagnant. So this will be the current resistance now at 1936. Thought might see another pullback. Okay, maybe to retest on this low again, 1204 for ETH. Then again, you can see weekly still retesting on the sell zone here, still having a hard time to break. So we're going to see whether or not can it able to break further up at 2K, which will be this level here. Daily trend, higher highs, higher lows. Trending is still maintaining above the middle band. So you might see a movement to consolidate around daily sideways, daily range here. Okay, so the longer the sideways, the bigger the break. Okay, so that's why you're going to pay attention on the daily middle band. H4, we can see here, price what happened, breakdown, and then did a V-shaped recovery. So now it's stagnant here again at this top BB. Still failed to break past the top BB, 1852. Okay, so far you have any question, any altcoins, feel free to put in the chat box. So I will answer it later on. Okay, so yeah, you can see most of the alts also are having a hard time to rally, right? Because of the dominance. Only a certain coins that can be able to rally. So we look at like Hyperliquid. Right? Okay, so I think it's this one or this. So it's at 21. So it went down to a low of, okay, it's this, right? Okay, monthly time frame is, so it went to a low of 9.27 and it rallied all the way to $21. How many X here? About 131%. Okay, so Hyperliquid is actually a DEX, okay, allows you to trade without relying any centralized exchange or to provide any KYC, and you can be able to trade using spot or leverage. That's the beauty of this Hyperliquid and their own chain as well. Hyper EVM, not mistaken. Okay, so here we can see this is the resistance. Now it's trying to make this level support. So this one will be about $20 as a current support now. So next level, I want to see here at $26. Okay, so far Hyperliquid very bullish. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs again. Trend overall is super bullish. So we're going to see here, right, 21.4 to maintain above that support, and then might want to target all this range here for next week. Okay, this will be next for Hyperliquid. So use case very strong, sentiment very bullish, and yeah, these are the points that you should be looking at. Okay, and then we look at 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. I think 𝗧𝗶𝗺 also quite steady. Okay, they had the event on I think last week, 𝗧𝗶𝗺 base camp, very promising indeed. Okay, so overall we can see high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows. Okay, so monthly this will be the level here, 4.12. Okay, the next resistance. Look at the weekly time frame. So what you can see on weekly is that it's still downtrend, lower high compared to the previous high. Trend is still down, don't forget. What we have is the candlestick change of direction. All price have maintained above the middle band. Okay, this is what price is this? 3.24. So 3.24 is the current support now. So next, we're going to see around this level to retest at 4.07, which is the resistance. Okay, because if not, then might want to see another low again. Okay, or this level here to be tested. Okay, golden ratio $3, 3.05, then leading up to 2.79 for the pullback. Okay, if not, if we hit higher again, 4.07 will be next for 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝘀. Okay, so that is 𝗧𝗶𝗺. Okay, so overall, I would say 𝗧𝗶𝗺 at the moment is bullish based on the current sentiment, but let's see. Then we look on comparison with mantra. You see what happened? While others are going, but you look at mantra, you can see the current sentiment is bearish. Okay, investor confidence also is down. Or you can see this drop as well that is happening. Okay, so this young, do you buy? Are you buying or not? Or are you waiting for on the sidelines? Where's young? Right, you say you want to buy mantra, so this is what's happening now. 9.1 all the way to 38 cents. And it will continue to go down. It's about 96% down already. Okay, so rug pull, we call it, waiting. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, the sentiment is bearish because I think they have totally robbed the community. Okay, and there's no concrete evidence or clarity coming in from the owner as well. I think the interview also is not so convincing from 𝗂𝗎𝗺𝗀, the CEO. Okay, so and this continues to go down. They said they have burned already about 150 token, 150 million token. They have another 150 million left to burn. So with this burning, it doesn't really cause any significant reversal for mantra. What's more with the token price? Okay, so it'll continue to go down. And then mascot, so layer, and you're still holding. See what happened. Okay, you can see what happened now. So this is the thing about complacency. I've already told many times, never ever be complacent. When you have it, when you got the airdrop, the first thing that you want to do is to sell half and keep half. So what happened here? 3.4, and it's down about 1.65, 50% down. So it seems that the developers are also dumping their token. Okay, they already dump, and also I think rumors there could be another mantra scenario again. So these are the things that you have to be very careful. Okay, about all these type of airdrop or commodity, because crypto is high risk, high return, high loss. Okay, so what do you expect now? Okay, and if you're holding your airdrop, this is the thing that you have to do. Okay, what is your moment of decision? Okay, the moment when you get your airdrop, what do you do? Or you just came and then you just chuck it aside, or you just take it 100%. And then when this thing happens, you panic. And then you want to unstake, you can't. Because why? You have already unstaked for 3 years or probably 6 months. So this is the thing about staking as well for during the bull run. You do not want to stake during the bull run. I've already told. Okay, the best thing is to hold in your wallet. Okay, and sell half and keep half. Okay, 1.65 already, you see. Down, and I think it will continue to go down more. Okay, because I think the developers are actually dumping again. So yeah, this will be another mantra, if not mistaken. See, momentum sell, pullback for the retracement, and it's breaking lower again. So Scott, I really hope that you can able to make a decision rather than be complacent. Okay, this is a lesson learned here. Never ever be complacent with your investment. What's more with your airdrop? Okay, because what you are looking at right now is your cost of opportunity. So you're not taking your profits or your capital, and if you're holding like this all the way down to where? What price are you going to hold? So these are the things that you can be able to learn. Okay, life lesson or probably investing lesson that probably costs you something. So when you learn, then only you start to wake up and you start to see for yourself. But if you never learn, if you continue to repeat the same mistake again, then I really cannot help. Okay, so really this is a opener for you, and you're gonna start to have a change your mind and start to take action on your portfolio. That's the thing. Never ever be complacent. So far, any more question? Okay, so these are all the live scenario that is happening right now in the crypto market. Some may thrive, some may not thrive. So these are the two examples here that I've given to you: Hyperliquid and Soul Layer, and of course mantra. Okay, good utility coins that will thrive, and then bad fundamental, bad sentiment, low investor confidence. This is the result. Okay, All right.